Okay, on this week's How Do I Prepare That, I am making my chocolate cherry grain-free porridge, or my breakfast pudding. Anyway, it's delicious. It's got tons of nutritious elements in it, and it's a wonderful way to start your day. So I am using a high-speed blender. If you're not, I will tell you what you can do a little bit differently to make sure it's nice and smooth and creamy. So I'm going to start with 1.5 cups of water. You could always use coconut milk or almond milk or oat milk, whatever. Now, if it's grain-free, not the oat milk. But you can use milk in place of water if you want. That would make it even creamier. So I have 1.5 cups of water here. To that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of cacao powder. So cacao is very high in antioxidants, which is fabulous for our body. And then I'm going to add avocado. So did you know you could buy frozen avocado? You can even freeze your own avocado. But I want about the equivalent of a half of an avocado. Now this is to make 2. So I'm just going to pour in about a cup of this chopped frozen avocado. Maybe a little bit more. So that green is very high in chlorophyll. This is a wonderful healthy fat. Sometimes people are afraid of fat, but this also comes packaged with lots of fiber. So it's wonderful for our entire digestive system. Plus we do need fat for our hormones. So I have the cocoa, I have a half a avocado, and now I'm going to add pumpkin seeds. So I have raw pumpkin seeds here. You can see they're green. I want 1/4 cup of those. Pumpkin seeds are very high in zinc, which we've heard a lot about since 2020. And it is enhanced when we add something with vitamin C. The avocado has vitamin C, and the cherries have vitamin C. And so that's going to help us to absorb those nutrients. I'm also going to add a 1/2 cup of walnuts, which are very high in omega-3 fatty acids, which are very anti-inflammatory. Now, the next thing is the flax seeds. So because I'm using a high-speed blender, I'm using whole flax seeds. But if you don't have a high-speed blender, then make sure you grind them in a coffee grinder. If you buy them already ground, make sure you store them in the freezer. They go rancid very easily. But flax seeds are very high in omega-3s as well, so very anti-inflammatory. So I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of flax seeds. And then I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. Now, if you don't have both, do 4 tablespoons or 1/4 cup of flax and or chia. All right, so all of those, the flax, the chia, and the avocado, are going to really make it creamy. And then it's optional, but I'm going to be adding some protein powder. This is just a pea protein that I'm adding here, just a raw pea protein. That is completely optional. It's going to thicken it up a little bit as well. Now, I want it to be a little bit sweet, and so I'm using stevia. This is a stevia extract that I made, and I always remind you, see, it is brown because stevia, or it's greenish brown, can you see that? I made this myself from stevia leaves. Stevia is a real herb, and so should be a greenish color. Or I could have used monk fruit. I didn't today, but monk fruit should have a color to it. It should not be the white, refined, sugary looking thing. So now the last thing I'm adding is my cup of cherries. I'm using frozen cherries. You could always use fresh if you want. Let's see if I can open the bag. About a cup of frozen cherries. Alright, I'm going to blend it up until it's nice and smooth. Oh, I wanted to show you, you could enhance it with some other functional things. So I have some chlorella here. So chlorella is high in DHA, which is, when you eat something like flax seeds, it transforms to DHA, which we get from also cold water fish if you do eat those things, which helps more with that inflammatory pathway and anti-inflammatory. And so you can always add some chlorella. I think I will add some pomegranate powder. So this is pomegranate powder. It's going to give it a little bit of sweetness, kind of a little berry flavor. It smells so good. But it also helps with blood flow and enhancing the nitric oxide increasing the blood flow. And then you could add something like slippery elm, which helps with digestive system. It's very mucilaginous. It coats the digestive system. So if you're you or someone you know struggles with something like constipation, or maybe they're even struggling with their appetite, they just can't eat enough, this is a great way to bulk up their meals and also help with the digestive tract. So those are just completely optional. You could add some cinnamon, you could add some vanilla, you could use vanilla instead of the cocoa powder. I'm going to blend it until it's nice and smooth. Okay, so it is nice and thick and it's kind of reddish brown. The pomegranate powder made it a little more red as well. So I said it's for two. So I like to make it the night before, and so I'll put them in mason jars or old salad dressing jars or peanut butter jars. We don't eat peanut butter anymore, but we do have the wonderful jars. And so I'm going to pour some in here so you can see what it looks like, all decorated, and some in here for tomorrow's breakfast. Beautiful and creamy. Full of nutrition. It's really going to keep you full with all those nuts and seeds. Alright, so then before I eat it, whenever we eat, digestion begins in the mouth. Chew, chew, chew. And so when I eat this, I don't drink it. I eat it with a spoon to remind me to chew. But I also like to top it with some things as well. So since it's chocolate cherry, sometimes I'll put frozen cherries on top because it's cherries. But I really like berries. Berries are very high in antioxidants as well. So are the cherries. That beautiful red color lets us know it's very heart friendly. So the cherries or the raspberries. I like raspberries. And so I'm going to put raspberries on top. You can do blueberries, blackberries, or the cherries, which make perfect sense with chocolate cherry. And then I'm going to also top it with a little bit of hemp seeds, which gives me another boost of protein and omega-3s. So hemp seeds are very high in protein and omega-3s. So I forgot to put them in my jar for tomorrow. So I'm going to throw in some raspberries. My mouth is watering. It smells good. Top that with some hemp seeds. That way I am chewing. All right, so here is our chocolate cherry pudding, our breakfast pudding right here. Can you see? Anyway, I hope that you like this recipe. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you don't like this recipe, please let me know. If you've made your own breakfast pudding, I want to hear about that too. So like and subscribe to my channel, share with your friends, and enjoy.